Año Nuevo, mi gente. It's Paul Saucido and the Saucido Slant. That's right. We have a special guest, man. I'm so excited. It's my good buddy Josh Shepard from the Backline Show. Good.
I'm excited too. This is like my the first delve into webcam. That's not porn.
Nice, dude. Nice. Yes. That's funny, man. That's funny. So, it's 2009, and we look back in our year, and on the Backline Show, we were on your show, going over your top 11. But just real fast for our audience sake, what are some of if there's a couple of gems that you would want our audience to check out besides Group of
Actually, there's a couple that I think if you've not checked it out, you need to at least give it a listen. One is a group called Annuals. They're out of North Carolina. It's a really cool 6-piece layered indie pop, indie rock, noise band. Write really good songs and just really beautiful musically. I think they do a fantastic job. That's one group that I think you've got to check out. Another one is my number one pick is out of South Carolina, but it's Slow Runner. It's a group of 2 guys that just make really great indie music, and they're just in it to make music, and that's what's exciting about it, and they make good stuff. So those 2 bands for sure. I mean, there's some great Austin groups, like Leatherbag is fantastic. Great songwriter. Real
fast, guys. You guys are normally used to me looking into the camera and talking to you while I'm reading my antics for the day. But this is really just a conversation between me and Josh. So I'm not gonna be ignoring you guys. I'm just not gonna be looking all the time. But
sorry.
Yeah, man. And then I also have lists of 2 other people out there in the scene, the Latin alternative scene. Some interesting lists, and I'll go over those later. But I think. We'll just start with my best albums, and we'll just go. And there's no particular order, I know that's kind of cheating.
No, I've got no problem with that.
But I think you'll know after we talk which ones I feel really strongly about. Okay, so no particular order. Alejandro Escovedo, Real Animal, Jimena Sariana with Mediocre, Maneja Beto, the Also EP, Plastilina Mosh, All You Need Is Mosh, Tremo Loco, Dulcina, The Pinkertones, Wild Animals, Juana Molina, Un Día, Pilar Diaz, Grupo Fantasma, Sonidos Gold, Montenegro, Cicatrix, and Julieta Venegas, MTV Unplugged.
That's gotta be your number one.
You know what? It's like I think the top 3 is her, Pilar Diaz, and Alejandro. But kind of what you were saying too is some of these albums. I mean, Jimena, Pilar. They came out in November and October. There was I was like afraid. It was like, oh, it's
This could have been a bad music year, but I think the last couple of months saved it. Really, I mean, there's some great music that was released from October on.
And if I'm not mistaken, I mean, I think Jimena and Grupo Fantasma are nominated in the same category, which is really weird. I'm probably
along with Nortec,
which album-wise, we talked about this though when we first got the album.
Yeah.
And because you loved some of the music, but it's just kind of just got a little monotonous.
Yeah, it did. There's a couple tracks that I think are phenomenal, but I can't listen to it.
Yeah,
back to back.
And that's why I didn't make my album list, but it made one of its songs. Obviously, made of my best songs. But Alejandro Escovedo is an interesting choice because when you say Alejandro Escovedo, you don't really think Latin alternative at all. It's just really just straight American rock, in English.
Right.
But there's just something about this guy and what he represents, and this album that really just gelled for me. Particularly the song, and I have it here on my list, Golden Bear. And it's really very Ashes to Ashes type of David Bowie type of song, where he talks about his disease of having Hep C, how his brothers were looking over his grave. I mean, man, it just blew. I mean, I can listen to that song. It's just so sad and heart wrenching. So, I mean, everyone on radio is knows Always a Friend and Sister Lost Soul, whatever. But yeah, man, I really wanted to step away from you know, I really wanted to focus on a lot of U.S. based artists who are Latino, because they never get the light, the you know, the light as our brothers from the South or from Spain.
Do you think that album will be the only? I mean, your list will be the only one that has him on.
You know, I was listening to KUT. I mean, and KJ Siren, you know, maybe by default they have to put it up there on the top 10 list, but it was making their list. It's interesting because
like paste or something like that. I don't know what pastes.
Really?
I could see it making like paste, but I haven't seen it on a tremendous lot of.
No, man. I saw Anna Wilkins, AustinSoundcheck.com, her top 10, and then it was like her Austin top 5, I think, black and white years, blah 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 blah. And one of the comments was like, "Oh, that's great, that's great. What about Real Animal?" And she's like, "I'm not into that music. I'm not into that music." And it's like, I understand, because it has a certain, it's kind of identified with a certain Austin sound that people are just.
Yeah, there's definitely a line drawn in the Austin music scene of what is new and what is the old guard. Not that there's nothing. I mean, it's not a good thing, but it's kind of what's going on. Is like. The old guard can take South Austin, and the new guard gets Red River. And
well, it's kind of a shame because, like, I feel that this is his Sgt. Pepper, man. This is his shining moment. It really is. Like I said, for me, it just gelled, and there's just a lot of incredible songs in it. But moving on, Jimenez from Mexico, Plácido Mosh is from Mexico, and kind of one of the albums that you referred to on your list, P. Mosh's album, All You Need Is Mosh. I know. Edson Sanchez, who we're going to get to his list, he was disappointed because he thought it wasn't as good as their other albums. And it's really easy to disregard that song because it's got all these like funky, goofy ass songs in the beginning, Jonas Goes to Hollywood and Everybody Wants to Come to My Party. But then it just gets really funky and dirty and just it takes you on the ride. There's a great song, which is like, I was just like dancing to, I was cleaning. It's called The Pervert Pop Song.
Right.
And it's just like a hot disco piece. And Jimenez Ariana singing on it. Fun, nasty stuff.
Right.
And then they slow it down for one of their last songs. And I can't remember the name of the song, but it's probably one of the coolest bass lines I've heard in a long time. It's just like, these guys are they're almost too smooth. So I really enjoyed the album. Going down the list, Tremo Loco is basically another Los Lobos project, and it harkens to like that Tex-Mex East LA sound, which I love. I'm a big fan of, and I found it was just a great original release produced by Cougar Estrada, the drummer of Los Lobos, and I'm glad it made it on my list. There was times I was pumping that one a lot. Now we come to, for me, some of the music that I'm just most passionate about, and it's got to be Maneja Beto, Pilar Diaz, and Julieta Venegas. Julieta Venegas is an MTV Unplugged,
and she had every big name on that stage playing with her, which you can't ignore that either. Yeah,
no, man. I mean, the production value, we all saw it, was just amazing. For me, it's like I almost I was just so happy and proud of her. It was like tearing up. But then, like you said, you have Gustavo Santaolalla, who won the last 2 Oscars for, best score, Babel and Motorcycle Diaries. He's playing there. Ceci Bastida, Natalia Lafourcade, Juan Son from this band called Porter, coming on and singing a duet. Mala Rodriguez from the hip hop artist from Spain. I mean, it was unreal.
It was a who's who. It was. I loved watching it because I thought it was just phenomenally good.
And Julieta's so cute and so talented and kick-ass, playing her accordion and then singing, so it's great to see her live. But yeah, it was a really well done album, and De Mis Pasos is the song that I really liked off that.
There's a creature in my body. There's a creature